So you're looking at starting to do a bit of work for yourself, and you want to make sure that you're looking professional so that people recommend you to their friends. And also, you want to make sure that what you're doing is value for money. One of the worst things that can happen when we start working for ourselves is we get called out to jobs that take us 5 minutes, and then we struggle to actually get a call out charge even from people. So we want to make sure that we're doing enough work on every visit to be able to confidently claim the money that we're worth. So what I've done here is I've completed a simplified paperwork sheet that includes both your work survey, your work order, your invoice, and it also includes some test results, circuit details, and test results that mean that you will never do a job in 5 minutes because you will always have this form to complete. And if you do it completely, it will also be an invoice for the customer, so you can give them the invoice straight away when you're on the job. What's included? You get a phone call, you take the customer's details, and you create a job number. You then ask the customer what kind of work is it, right? And notice I'm automating an awful lot of this. It could be an alteration, it could be an addition, or it could be a fault diagnosis. Usually it's going to be fault diagnosis when you're starting off. I wouldn't recommend doing additions because that would become notifiable work. When you're starting off, you're generally not ready to go doing notifiable work because obviously that costs more money when you go and speak to the local authority. And you don't want to go paying out to be registered straight away before you've got any money coming in. So additions, or out. So we're either going to have fault diagnosis or alterations. And then you're going to take a quick description of what they want. So replace one socket and let's say two light fittings. Okay, so there you go, quick description from the customer what they're after from you. The next section is the main intake. Now you don't have to take any details of the main intake if you don't want to. Previous test certificates are there. Each one of these boxes, you notice, you can take the number, you can take other, or you could say NA on most of them as well. Is it, what else? You see, you don't need to put anything in for any of these things. But generally, it's good to take information from the supply so that you know if there's going to be any faults at that point. Whatever circuit you're going to be working on, you're going to do one of these. And obviously, I've put replace one socket and one light fitting, but this is only going to be for one or the other, because you'll have to do a second sheet for the second job, right? Which actually helps you if you do one sheet per job, helps you to be able to justify different prices. So taking the circuit details again, all automated. Your wiring types, your reference methods, your number of points, obviously now your wiring size, all automated. All these things can be done quite quickly. Test results I include before and after, so you can show that you've made an improvement. And then here, I will show you later on, but effectively we can get these straight from our on-site guides. But here, I've actually created or shown how you can find out the maximum length of your circuit by simply getting a list like this, circuit breaker type. I'm going to have type B, we'll have that one. Why have I just done that? Just I tried to unclick you, go away. Right, there you go, just to type B, and is it 1 mil or is it 1.5? Well, it could be a 1 mil. Let's have a look what 1 mil would give us. So based on that, we can see on that type of circuit, lighting circuit, you can have all those reference methods. And based on whether it's TNS or TNCS, it can be 68 meters. Now that can change for different things. If you notice, I've simplified the radial, and here it could have been 42 meters. Anyway, in your short survey, then you're going to put list your reference methods there and list your maximum length there, which you said was 68 meters, didn't we? In other words, if you measure the circuit and find out it's actually too long, your volt drop is probably too high, and you can identify that straight away. Now, if this is a call out, you're replacing a socket, it's not going to take you long, so the call out is that price. But let's say it is a bigger job and you're actually adding cables, it might take you half a day, increases your price automatically. I can show you how to do that later. And completing the job, are any findings that could affect the safety of this work? Yes or no, right? Well, in this case, it could be you could have low IR results, right? In other words, notice up here in your test results, you got a low reading. If you got a low reading after and you didn't check it before, you could be liable for that. So this is why we're checking before and after. But low IR results, then you're telling the customer it's now your responsibility. Eventually, that's going to need rewiring, and it's probably not going to be too long till it does. Are they happy with the work? Make sure you've done this bit, yes or no. If they're saying no, they're not happy, make sure you take details about why they're not happy. Show that you care about them, your customer service. Here, materials. Now, obviously, if you're replacing a socket, right? Why can't I spell socket? Oh, socket. There we go. Right, so you got your materials there. Now notice the price hasn't changed. Well, let's say we got cable as well. Let's say we're adding some cable. So we got twin and earth 1.5 because it was lights, and we're going to have 10 meters of it. Let's say 10 meters, right? So spacing there. All right. So then when you go to so basically now we've got materials, we've got our price for the day. If you want to add now, notice the price calculation. I'll show you this one later. Oh, I've actually put in £10 for the socket. Notice that. delete them. All right. So our actual price for the half of the day is 200 quid. Our price for a socket usually about £2.50, isn't it? Something like that. For 10 meters of cable, let's say we're charging £1 a meter, it's 10 quid, automatically calculates that and adds it to the price. So then when you go to your short survey, that's automatically added in there for you. Again, if it took you to, say it took you to short day, I like to throw that in, 320 quid. So all that's automatically done for you. That is a test sheet that I would use for every little job that I do, and I recommend that you do too to make yourself look professional. In the next few videos, I'm going to show you how to build this stage by stage, and later on at the end, I'm going to show you how to automate your price so that you can make sure you're getting paid properly for every single job.